Just a reminder, they're going to be at the tent right there behind the Sisters for Election Integrity. They are signing up new members today. There's a reason why Michigan for Vaccine Choice is out at every one of these rallies. This is important, guys. Get over there and become a member of MVC. Get educated on this stuff. Sign up today. They are right at that tent right there with the civilian U.S. flag. So next, we're going to get to our next speaker here. This guy, I consider him a personal friend. I love him. He's been fighting with us this whole time. This is the guy that filed the lawsuit against Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. You guys remember this? Remember when they told us you couldn't get 6 feet, couldn't get within 6 feet as a poll challenger? Well, this next speaker is the one that brought that lawsuit and got that shut down. That's right, but we saw what they did anyway. They went ahead and they tried to keep poll challengers out. But still, he was the one that went through, did the lawsuit on it, and this man is actually going to be joining our state legislature in January for this next session. He's worked with 8 attorneys, including Jay Sekulow, and he is authoring the pro-life heartbeat bill for Michigan. So to help stop abortions and make it very hard for abortions in Michigan. So please, everybody, please welcome State Legislature Representative Steve Cara.
There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Thank you everybody for coming out here and standing up for freedom. I want to talk to you all about the proper role of government. I hope our friend and leader, Governor Whitmer, listens to this as well. Our rights and our freedom do not come from government. They do not come from our governor. Our rights are given to us by our Creator, and it's the proper role of government to protect those rights. Not just for election integrity, but for other things as well. Certainly we have all these shutdowns where the governor decides who stays open, who doesn't, who can do business, when and where and why and how. And she's picking winners and losers and saying abortion clinics can stay open, but restaurants can't, barbers can't. It's unacceptable. And so what we need to do is we need to make sure that we have a proper role of government where the government is not picking our winners and losers. We're going out there on the front line, standing up. This abuse of power was already decided by the Michigan Supreme Court, and they said that she did not have that authority unilaterally and unconstitutionally to continue to usurp that power from the legislature. We have 110 state representatives and 38 state senators who are supposed to be our voices from our districts and from our communities. Not one decision maker with her unelected Department of Health and Human Services bureaucrats. It's unacceptable.
Right.
So that statute, that MCL 333.2253, it comes from a public act that was passed back in 1978. And what it says in there is that if the Director of Health and Human Services decides that an epidemic exists, that they may prohibit the gathering of people for any purpose. Does that sound constitutional? No, that is not constitutional. Any statute, any public act that gets enacted into law has to work within the umbrella of the U.S. Constitution and the Michigan Constitutions. So that was a long public act and one clause within it that they're using. And so the legislature and the governor back in 1978, did they make a mistake and have a clause in there that was unconstitutional? Yes. So now the Department of Health and Human Services is going on that one clearly obvious clause that may prohibit the gathering of people for any purpose. That could include saying if you live with a husband or wife or have kids at home, that you can't seek shelter with them at night because you can't gather for any purpose. That's within the plain text of that statute. There is no way that's constitutional. So, that said, restaurants who are going out of business because they don't know what to do, certainly there's risk involved with staying, and we don't know what the courts are going to say, but I have high confidence that if a business were to stay open, and were to be threatened, that they would win in the court of law.
Just like Carl.
Yes, we need to support those businesses. I guess just to talk about that for a quick minute, I went around my district. I made a Facebook post and I said, if anybody knows of any businesses who aren't complying, let me know. And I went and I gave my business to them quietly so that they don't get caught, but I supported them. I encourage you all to do the same. So, I just want to give a couple numbers in terms of where things are at. I know there's uncertainty, of course, in who's going to win this election. I look at what Vegas is looking at and what are the odds of President Trump coming back. And I just want to be straightforward with you. It is not 0%. It is much higher than 0% according to the people who bet on these things. It's not the best number, but it's nowhere near down near 2%. It's 14% right now. So if we want that number to be higher than 14%, we need to keep doing our part, holding our elected officials accountable. If we stay home and we let them get away with it, that 14% is going to go down. But if we get our friends and family out here and we all start standing up in a way even greater than we are now, that 14% goes up. We need to let government know this is unacceptable. We need to stand up. Thank you all for doing your part.
Thank you, Representative Steve Carl. We need more guys like this in our legislature, don't we? Come on, guys, give him a loud round of applause, please. This guy earned our vote, and he's going to work hard to make sure that we keep him in office, right, Steve? Yeah, that's right. You better. All right. Yeah, I love Steve. I'm just messing with him. So, all right, our next speaker is was elected as ethnic vice chair of the Michigan Republican Party in 2020. She's married, and her belief in law and order put her on a path at a young age to becoming a law enforcement officer. She attended Kalamazoo Valley Community College and went on to receive her bachelor's in criminal justice and completed the police academy. She currently works in law enforcement in Kalamazoo County. She has been a precinct delegate for many years. She's volunteered for several campaigns and has been a strong voice in West Michigan for Republicans. As ethnic vice chair of the Michigan Republican Party, she has hit the ground running to promote candidates. Jamie has been a featured speaker at various rallies to include the Trump-Tilla Boat Parade in Houghton Lake, the Freedom Liberty Rally in Holland, Michigan, the Trump Victory Middle Eastern Coalition Rally in Sterling, highest and a featured speaker for law enforcement at the... Hold on, I'm sorry, there's some typos on my intro. Oh, she's also leading the prayer rallies in Lansing. Her goal is to inspire others and advocate for the beliefs, values, and freedoms that she believes will continue to build this nation. So please, everyone, please welcome Jamie Swafford. Come on up, Jamie.
Everyone has hit their limit. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. And even when you think you're finished, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Keep on fighting. Out of the dark into the light. It's not over. Hope is right.
Can you guys hear me? I love that song. You know why? Because it's not over yet. Let me say that again. It is not over yet. This is nothing new. We have been here before. We've had to deal with corruption, pushback, and false claims for years. We've just finally hit our limit of BS, and we will not stand for it anymore. So we are standing up and fighting back. It's not over yet. We are here for our president, Donald Trump, and our state, we the people, like we have been for the past 4 years. If we don't fight for the integrity of this election, our freedom, the power or right or act to speak and think as one wants without hindrance or resistance will be a thing of the past. So it's not over yet. We are still here and will continue to fight for the freedoms that we will slowly lose if we don't fight back. Thomas Jefferson once said, "Freedom is lost gradually from an uninterested, uninformed, and uninvolved people." So it's not over yet. Ordinary people, citizens, patriots, Americans, we the people around the nation are choosing to stand up and fight back, whether it be through specific skills and abilities that are being utilized by the Trump campaign, or rallies, fighting corruption through specific skills in rallies such as coordinators, security, speakers, and giving hope to others. And also you, the crowd, you are also doing your part. So it's not over yet. Some of us have seen the gradual erosion and have broken free of the chains that used to bind us. And we are warning others. So now, in our darkest hours, more people have been awakening to the truth of this erosion of our government and are realizing that elections have consequences. This one now more than ever. And we are seeing those consequences playing out in our state and national government. Some of us have chosen not to go gently into that good night. And some of us have chosen not to sit and remain motionless or silent, but to act not for the good of ourselves, but for the good of all people. We fight not for the increased domestic violence cases, higher depression and suicide rates, small business owners that will permanently close their doors. We fight for all, and it's not over yet. Everyone here has a story, and we are all here because of that story. We choose to take action instead of inaction, and we choose to let our voices be heard. So it's not over yet. As we fight and struggle for the freedoms that we will slowly lose, I am reminded of a quote by Martin Luther King. It says, "Changes does not roll on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle. And so we strain our backs and we work for our freedom." And ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what we have to do now. And so I will say it again and say it with me as loud as you can. It's not over yet.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. We got to keep it rolling real quick. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over.
It's not over. It's not over. It's not over.
No matter what the media tells us, it's not over, and we know it. We know it. Thank you, Jamie. That was very inspiring. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you so much. All right, the next speaker, I'm very excited. Remember, everybody, do not leave till the end. I'm going to have two very specific calls to action for you, okay? And like she just said, the crowd is the most important part of these rallies. I can get up here, the Patriot Help Council, we can get up here and plan these rallies all we want, but if you guys don't show up, nothing gets done. So you are the most important part of the rally, the crowd. We want a quick announcement. The Gun Owners of America table has free pocket constitutions. He wants you to come over and get a free one before you leave, okay? You should have a pocket constitution. He's right over here on the other side of the sound tent. He's got a little table set up. What's up, B. Hall? I see you out there, brother. So go over there to the Gun Owners of America table and get your free pocket constitution. Okay, next speaker is a MAGA maniac fighting on the front lines of America's culture war. He's the host of Paleocrat Diaries on Holy Faith Media Network, covering topics like America First, Christian victory, traditional family values, and the great animal uprising of 2020. And can be seen every weekday from 10 to 1 over 20 channels across YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, and DLive. He also serves as the resident political analyst for Meaning of Catholic, as the co-host of Paleo Cheese podcast, and as a newly elected precinct delegate in Grand Rapids. So please welcome the man, and I want to hear a loud Patriot welcome for this man, who is known as the information super spreader, Jeremiah Bannister. Proud of your boy. I want to hear you howl, Michigan. Ow! Come on now.
Proud of your boys, son. Ha! I love you guys.
We love you, brother. We love you.
Yes. I'm sorry to inform you, but we are neck deep in an all-out war. But I've been sent across the enemy lines, and I come back with a dispatch, with a report on what I've seen. I saw savages, raging lunatics, rioting and looting in the streets. I saw barbarians, complete crazy loon-toons, burning American cities to the ground. I saw mobs of these murderous maniacs. They're beating men, women, and children. Have you seen the videos? Have you seen what they've done? And the kind of fear that they try to strike into the heart of every patriotic man and woman? They're sucker punching senior citizens. I've seen gangs of globalist goons belching these belligerent and, by the way, super unscientific demands that you wear a mask. I don't know if you know this one, but I saw an evil empress in Michigan. Yeah, do you guys know her? Let me hear this. Do you know the evil empress? I've seen her thugs. Bring it on. Bring it on. Louder! Lock her up! There's very few things I would give my time for. That? Definitely. Definitely. You can do that all day long. She has these scientific jihadis with her that are insisting with the force of law that you sport the Fauci-approved burqa. Cover your face. You're not allowed in the store. You're not allowed in the school unless you cover that face with their burqa. Slimy scoundrels. Fanatics. They're tinkering and tampering with the levers and dials of our democratic process. Maybe you've seen it. Fake news says it doesn't exist. There's videos all over the place. You can literally watch as people are filling in the little dots. And you're like, what's that? Why are you doing that? How did you all of a sudden magically get so many ballots? Isn't that weird? Especially in a world where you can turn on the news and you're constantly told there's no such thing as that. It's weird to see. In fact, it's creepy. We see satanic pedophiles, New World Ordites plotting and scheming for a thing called the Great Reset. Have you heard of that? By the way, they hate your guts. They hate you. Yeah.
We got a lot of guys on the road.
But I have to tell you, as I'm running out of time, man, time went quick this time. I have to tell you that I come back in the spirit of Caleb and Joshua. I come to tell you that they may be giants, they may be in the highest positions of power all over the world, whether it's academia, whether it is Hollywood, Washington, D.C., doesn't matter. And I want to tell you, don't listen to those traitorous neocon uniparty fools in the GOP who are telling us to take a knee for Biden. We're not going to do it. Because, like Joshua to the Israelites and like Caleb to the Israelites, I'm here to tell you, we can do this.
Are you ready for a war?
In fact, you must, because God gave us this land. And if He's pleased with us, He's going to give us the victory. So, in conclusion, repent. Take a knee for Jesus Christ. Then rise up, filled with love for God and for country, knowing that the Nephilim are no match for faith-filled patriots. So remember, keep in mind always that you are what makes America great. that we're fighting for the land that we love, and for 4 more years of President Donald J. Trump.